So the Marshal is a brand new pistol in Season 5 of Cold War and Warzone, and you can unlock it for free with a weapon challenge in Warzone as well as Cold War multiplayer. And today I'll show you how to complete this challenge to unlock it easily and quickly in Warzone if you don't have Cold War. Now if you're just interested in unlocking it in multiplayer instead, check out my separate guide via the card on screen and link in the description. So I'm going to quickly explain the challenge for this weapon, give the best class setup and game modes for this, and then some quick tips to help you get the challenge done even faster. So make sure you stick around until the end of the video so you don't miss out on any important tips. And once you unlock this weapon, you may want to level it up or unlock gold, diamond or DM ultra camo on it, or even make a good class setup. If so, I'll have some camo guides for this weapon and a guide on how to level up guns fast, so check those out. There'll be a card on screen and a link in the description. This weapon is most easily unlocked in Cold War multiplayer, but it can still be fairly easy to unlock in Warzone as well with these simple tips. So the challenge says, using pistols, get a headshot kill in 15 different completed matches. Now a headshot is where you obviously kill someone by shooting them in the head, and you'll know you got it because you'll earn a headshot medal and it will say headshot on screen. After watching the video, if you need help with getting more headshots, I made a dedicated guide for this, so check it out. There's a card on screen again and a link in the description for that as well. And also, you don't have to be shooting them in the head the whole time. As long as the final bullet that kills them reaches their head, that's okay, which means that you can down them with your pistol or another weapon into last stand mode and then shoot them in the head to finish them off, and that will still count as a headshot. Therefore, if you come across a down player, shoot them in the head as soon as possible. Now, sometimes in Warzone, the weapon unlock challenges require completed matches, meaning you can't leave the game early once you've done the challenge. So for a while in Warzone, you could leave the matches, but now it's kind of changed where it's up in the air, people don't know. You may have to stay in the whole game, you may not, and the only way to know is to try leaving a game after you get one headshot. If your progress doesn't track, you need to stay in the match until it finishes, or otherwise this can mess up things we get in the challenge. If it does track, you can keep leaving as soon as you get your one headshot, and it should be fairly fast. Also, the pre-game lobby kills didn't seem to count for other weapon challenges before, so I kind of doubt they'll count for this challenge, but if they do, obviously feel free to let me know. And you can also check your kills counted by checking the challenge progress bar in game. Currently you can't do it in the middle of a game because you can't edit your class, but when you're on the lobby menu, you want to go to the weapons tab, click on edit loadouts, choose a loadout, click on the secondary weapon, go to the pistol tab and scroll to the bottom of the weapon list, and you'll see the Marshal waiting to be unlocked. By hovering over it, it will show you how much progress you've made towards unlocking it. So obviously you want to check this before the game and then afterwards to know whether your progress has gone up. Now, what class setup would I recommend? Well, for the primary, you can put on any weapon such as an SMG if you need to use it or to run faster. For the secondary, you can put on any pistol of choice, so for example the AMP63, 1911, Diamatti, Renetti, .50 GS, etc. Whatever you guys want. I believe both the Modern Warfare and Cold War pistols should count towards the challenge, but if the Modern Warfare ones don't count, obviously you guys feel free to let me know in the comment section so that other people don't have to waste their time. I went for the AMP63, but I know it's not the best and it recently got nerfed. So if you did put that on, these are the attachments I'd recommend. So I went for the Agency Suppressor Muzzle, 6.4 inch Task Force Barrel, the Microflex LED Optic, the Serpent Wrap Rear Grip, and the Salvo 30 round Fast Mag for the ammunition. Generally you want attachments that increase your ADS speed, increase your damage range, increase your vertical recoil control, and increase your ammo capacity / reload speed. Those are the kind of attachments you want. Now for the perks, I recommend putting something on like double time in perk 1 to double the duration of tactical sprint so you can run around the map faster, tempered in tier 2 so you can refill armor plates to full with 2 rather than 3, and also if you equip the perk it fully restores your armor so you're less likely to die. But alternatively you could put on high alert so you don't get shot in the back, and in perk 3 you can put on tracker so you can see an imprint of enemy footsteps and you can follow them to try and get kills on them, especially from behind. If they don't see you're there, it's really useful. Don't use a lethal. And then for the tactical, I recommend putting on either a stim shot so you can heal yourself or a stun grenade, as that can help with getting headshots. For the field upgrade, you want to put on either stopping power so you can do more damage to enemies at longer ranges, or you could put on dead silence. It's up to you guys, whatever you do. And then for the mode, you want to go on plunder, as you have custom loadout, infinite respawns, no gas, and just make sure you turn squad fill off on the menu before starting a match. Otherwise you'll have teammates join you, and then when you die you'll keep respawning at different places by being dragged to where they are on the map, and you don't want that. You want to stay at a specific area, which we'll talk about in a minute in the strategy. So turn squad fill off, and that way you can keep respawning where you last died. Okay, what strategy do I recommend? Well, when spawning in, head to high traffic areas like Superstore or Storage Town. There's lots of enemies there. You can get more kills in a shorter amount of time, and it's easier to find people and get headshots basically. Now you want to equip the stopping power field upgrade if that's what you're using when it's charged, or find it on the ground or in loot chests in order to increase your weapon damage to increase the chance of getting killed. Like I say, you could also use dead silence and find that on the ground as well. And you want to rush around Storage Town, or alternatively stay around the edge of Storage Town just inside the walls and look out at the grassy area around Storage Town, as lots of enemies will land here and trying to head inwards towards Storage Town, so that way you can kind of kill them as they try and come in. Now if you don't like visiting Superstore or Storage Town, there's other great spots as well, like money deposit sites, high earners and things like that. Make sure you have picked up and put on armor and reload your weapon and equip the stopping power magazine before you enter a gunfight, otherwise you might die easily and it'll take too long to reload, the person might run away or whatever, and that will prevent you from getting headshot. Another method which is more frowned upon is staying in the plane until it reaches the end of the flight path, at which point all of the inactive players will be kicked out of the plane and dropped to the ground, where you can either down them and then get a headshot, or shoot them straight in the head and kill them to get the headshot. There's potentially a few easy kills here, but obviously be careful because there's lots of active players which will try and use this method as well, so you might be up against other people and then might die. Now my tips generally for headshots are to aim for the head, obviously, so either where you see someone's head physically or where you expect someone's head to be if there was someone there, so don't be looking down at the ground or up at the sky, and don't rush around. Try to line up the shot if possible so that if there is someone there, they'll come into your line of sight and then you'll shoot them in the head, but obviously you need to adjust that for any recoil patterns as well. You also need to adjust your sensitivity or ADS sensitivity if needed, higher or lower, as that can sometimes help with getting headshots. And you also, if you're struggling, you can warm up in custom games on like Black Ops Cold War or Modern Warfare with bots if you're struggling. A slower playstyle may be helpful, otherwise if you're rushing around too much you might die and you won't be able to shoot them in the head properly. You could also use stun grenades to stun and confuse the enemies, which will immobilize them and make them an easy stationary target to kill them to get a headshot. I'd also recommend watching the minimap or UAV to find enemies, and then you want to look out for enemies also in windows, doorways, behind cover or prone, as it is easier to aim for their head that way. And also you can check places where people are going to come into spawn, like I say, the grassy areas around Storage Town, places like that. Now if you struggle to complete the challenge in Warzone, look out for the occasional limited time modes, so Kingslayer, Warzone Rumble, ones like that. And like I say, if you want to complete it even easier, you can complete it in Cold War. Feel free to check out that guide as well. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to check out any of the guides associated with this weapon or leveling it up, getting camos or anything like that. Feel free to leave a like on the video if you found it useful, and feel free to subscribe with your post notifications turned on to stay up to date with all my latest Cold War and Warzone videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all on the next video.